I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for
All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Fernando Petty here with UVO Group, right here in the UVO Podcast studio / my office / Daniel's office.
Here we go again. Here we go.
I'm joined by Alan Kantarovich, co-host UVO Podcast, right here. Alan, thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
Today we have a special guest,
The one and only
rock star agent Kelly Fischer. What's your middle name, Kelly?
Scott.
Kelly Scott Fischer. That's appropriate. It's a good name.
A little side note, there was a black lady that I met like 15, 20 years ago. Just house party, right?
Yeah.
She looked at me. She's like, I don't like that name. I'm going to give you a new name. She came back. She's like, your name's Jeff. I was like,
I thought you were going to say Scott.
I was like, why? Okay.
Hey, but no, it's good to have you here, right?
Yeah.
Funny story, Alan, you weren't here, but a minute ago, Kelly was like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know if I want to talk about my whole life.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same way when they get in the podcast. They always think that we're going to say something that's going to damage their career, which is, dude, everyone's human. We all have a past, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But your career is doing really well right now. You're killing it, man. You've really adjusted to the style of, I guess, prospecting and marketing and advertising and branding.
that higher level at the end of the day.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do the past 6 months
Good.
since coming over here.
Yeah.
That's why I came over here. I wanted to level up. So,
Yeah.
And you are. And you are.
That's good.
indeed.
So I want to get you on because and I know you're busy, so I'm really happy you came. Right? Thanks for doing this. But you are extremely busy right now. I mean, to the point where we don't even see you anymore. I mean, besides the fact that we got another office and you're over there.
Right.
But
And when I come over to collect my checks. No,
there you go. Yeah. No, he's doing good. He's killing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about you a little bit, man, because we go back, I'd say, a little over a year. We met Kelly at the other building at the C21 office.
Yeah. About a year and a half ago, roughly.
Year and a half when I started my career, right?
Yeah.
Because I started that August 2019, and that's basically when I met you guys.
Yeah.
I started that month. His birthday is the same week as mine, and I remember being in Morning Ascent, C21, and I was telling him the other day, one thing that stuck in my head was his birthday. He said, I got 3 closings. I was like, wow, I want to do that. I want 3 closings. At that point, I had nothing. I was like, I want 1. Let me get 1 closing, let alone 3 in a day on your birthday. So, yeah, I called him the other week, told him that. I was like, that's always stuck with me.
Well, I pulled a hat trick right in time for my birthday, man.
Indeed.
And you pulled more than a hat trick in the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got like 5 closings the last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4. I've had 4. 1 coming up. 1 coming up next week.
That's nice. Dude, you're killing it, bro. That's good.
Yeah.
This must mean a lot to you as well, right? Because I know that when you first started, you didn't have a lot of closings. You actually took out a loan when you started your career, didn't you? Just to kind of get you on your feet or to keep you, I guess, a little bit of security and protection while you're building your business.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll fill you in a little bit with that. I was at my old job and bust my butt for 3 years. It was a good paying job, but it got to the point where my family was growing and we knew we wanted a house.
Yeah.
And my job, beginning of that year, gave me a 1% raise. So the minute that happened, I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I need to find something new. So I jumped into real estate school, got all that. I was planning on doing real estate along with my job, like so many agents that we know. Mm-hmm. I was planning on doing that. But my job was demanding at the time. Like, it's one that I was on call. If something broke down, I needed to be there to fix it, like ASAP. So as I started talking to people and realizing that that was going to be tough, it was going to be difficult, I went to the bank. I went to the bank to see if I could get a loan. I figured if I could get a cushion for that time, then I'd be able to quit my job. Well, it was a little nerve-wracking because I've had bad credit all my life. But the past 5 years before that, I worked at it, built my credit back. And so it was the first time I even tried something crazy like that. Went, did the application, and to my surprise, they're like, "You're approved for $15,000." I was like, "What? No way! Yeah, whoa!" Got off the phone with them, ran upstairs to my boss's office. I was like, "I'm done. He's like, he's like, "Can you give us 2 weeks?" They, what's it called? They had to do shutdown. Shutdown is where they do maintenance stuff like that. Like, "Oh, can you wait till shutdown so we can fix all the stuff with you?" It's like, nope.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm not even getting you 2 weeks. This is my last week, and I'm done. Yeah. So I got that.
So how long were you there? So let's rewind a little bit, right? So before you started in real estate, you were at this job, but was that, I mean, because I'm sure we crossed paths somewhere in the past too, because you and I kind of grew up around the same area, right? In West Valley. Yeah. You went to Hunter High School too, right?
Yeah.
I was at Hunter for a year. But you're how old now? 36?
36. 37.
Yeah. So you're 3 years older than me.
Probably 2 grades.
Yeah. So you're probably in senior.
You.
Yeah, when I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
But I swear we crossed paths in the past, and I check your Facebook, and you have a lot of friends that I had growing up too around that area. Yeah. But was that your plan when you were in high school? Was to do that? I mean, what were you doing? What was that job? Was it maintenance?
Yeah.
Maintenance. So was that your plan? I mean, what did you have planned when you were in school?
When I was in school, I had no plan. No plan. So going through school, I worked a lot in retail. I think the first plan I had was I was going to do something like a Foot Locker / CD music store, something kind of familiar to Uprock. If anybody knows what Uprock was back in the day, they sold records, they sold clothes, graffiti, all that. Yeah, I had that idea a long time ago. That didn't pan out. So my first like passion in life, I would say, was Audi. Like, Audi's always been something that stuck with me since I was a kid. So after that didn't work, I was trying to tell myself, how am I going to buy an Audi? How am I going to buy an Audi? And then the idea just dawned on me that, well, I can work on Audis.
Whoops. I threw my phone down.
Yeah, I can work on Audis. So, and that was shortly after school. So I decided to find a school to learn how to work on Audi. It was down in Arizona, UTI, and that's what I did. I went down there for that. So
you were going to be a mechanic?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you. Did you know about that? I knew you loved Audis, but I didn't know you loved them that much. So you're going to work with Audi. You're getting trained in the program for Audi to become an Audi certified mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I went to school for it. It didn't pan out with straight Audi, but I did learn how to work on cars, how to be a mechanic. So I did that, graduated 2007, went for working on cars. And I did that for a few years, but it's a cutthroat business, working on cars. It's like selling cars, right? In order for you to make money, you have to work. You have to be flagging hours on cars. And if there's someone over there that's got 10 years experience versus me that's just brand new, they're going to get the work because they can get it done. And plus around that time, that's when the market crashed. That's when everything was happening. Yep. So it just turned into a crappy deal. So I shifted. I was able to after a little bit, I was able to find a place in a manufacturing spot, manufacturing bags for this bag plant. And that's how I started getting into production maintenance.
Yeah, production. Oh, okay. So working on like machinery and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Working on machinery, running machines. And that's where I started going that route.
Yeah.
But
9-to-5er.
Yeah.
That's the route. Yeah, well, I think we all kind of got into that 9-to-5er after school, after high school. I mean, I had some jobs like that when I was 16, 17, worked in some warehouses.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I was even supposed to. I think you're supposed to be 18 where I was working.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me a job anyways. I stayed there for like 6 months. Longest job I ever had, by the way, 6 months.
Right. And I was similar. Like, I've had literally over 30 jobs.
Wait, so you guys were making what, bags? You said like handbags?
No, like paper bags.
Oh,
Bags
okay.
that you send to companies and they fill them with their product, like cement, sugar, flour,
Oh, okay.
things like that. Rice.
Yeah.
Made rice bags, dog food bags, all those kind of bags. So did that. And it was worse than 95, right? It was 7 to 7, 6 to 6, 6 days a week, 7 days a week.
It's like that slave labor, man.
Yeah.
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 It gets to that point, and the work culture is horrible. It's often stressful. You're being pressed to make these deadlines, whatever, and what's the reward for it? 1%.
You know what?
Pay raise.
I had jobs like that in the past. So you must have been there for a while then.
I was there for a few years, but I shifted. I went to
the same
just
industry.
Same industry.
Okay.
I did that industry. I actually did that for 10 years. About 10 years.
Damn.
I did jobs like that in those warehouses where I worked alongside good people, hard-working people.
Yeah.
A lot of them were immigrants,
Yeah.
And I used to always think at the end of the day, and I love these guys. We'd hang out, we'd like play basketball during our breaks. We'd bring boxing gloves to work and like just did stupid shit, right? But trying to like get some sort of a stress relief because you're on the line or you're working. I worked at Hunter Douglas making blinds.
Oh, yeah.
I was there for
My
3
dad used to work
months.
there.
Yeah, I actually love that
Yeah.
job. I love the people there. Like I love my boss. Well, he was a really good mentor of mine too. The guy he was a good dude. But I did that, and in the back of my head, and this is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but I always thought like, dude, you have a social security number. Like, what are you doing over here? I'm just saying, because a lot of the people that worked there, they were on either fake socials or they didn't have one, and they're being, I think they were being taken advantage of too. It's kind of fucked up. They're paying them like minimum wage.
Yep.
These guys are working way more than 40 hours. They weren't giving them overtime. They weren't paying them for overtime. And I'm like, dude, do I really want to be doing this like the rest of my life? Like, what am I doing here? So I always went through my head. And it's because I grew up in a family that has Hispanics. We're a Hispanic family, and I have friends in school, Hispanic, and their parents did the same thing, support them, hardest workers I ever met in my life. But I was like, this is not for me. I have a social security number, you know what I mean? So that kind of put me in that mindset of like, okay, if you're gonna get a job and work in the workforce, you should probably get a job that's gonna pay you a lot more than, $5.75 or $5.15 or whatever the hell the minimum wage was at that time.
Yeah.
Because you can't live on that. I mean, how can you get a proof for a home? I mean, you did it 10 years. You were doing that same game. And could you imagine what you can qualify for right now and the salary you had?
Yeah.
And what's available for you guys? You'd be in like a condo or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's no way we could do it. And I actually wanted that security because I had so many jobs. I wanted to get to that point where I did something good enough and steady enough that I had that security. I knew that I would be able to get to that. I thought I'd be able to get to that point that I could eventually afford a house, eventually take care of my family. And I could take care of my family, but I couldn't make it to the next step of being able to afford a house, especially now, right? If I was doing it now, there's no way.
Yeah.
And so that's where I did that for so long, and then realizing this isn't going to cut it. Like, there's no way. And I didn't care what I did as long as I made money.
Yeah.
Like, I need to provide for my family. I need to be able to take care of them. I knew someone that did real estate before. And in fact, my wife's cousin, he just got his license. And he let me know. He's like, hey, I just did this. I was like, so I learned about it. And it was kind of the same thing. It was the same thing that happened 20 years earlier when I wanted an Audi. It's like, damn, now I need a house. How am I going to get a house? What am I going to do to get a house? And I was like, I could sell houses. I can sell houses. I can learn everything I need to about houses to figure out how I'm going to get one.
Yeah.
And I hear it all the time on radio, stuff like Breakfast Club, whatever. They're always talking about real estate. Mm-hmm. So I knew real estate was a way to make money. So I told
Is that your phone?
Yeah, that was
Oh, can you put it on silence?
Oh, stop.
Come on, bro. What are you doing?
Oh, my fault. My bad. Breaking stuff. Yeah, and once I decided, we went on a cruise, and I told her, the day I get back from this cruise, I'm signing up for school, and I'm going to get my real estate license. Sure enough, the next day, boom, month and a half, I was done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you finished and then you started and then we met you over there.
Yeah.
And then now you're here and you're killing it.
The funny thing is, we met through our cars pretty much.
True. Because
we both drove an Audi.
Yeah.
And we still do.
Yeah. Yeah. Me being a diehard Audi fan, I saw he had an S5 and of course, instant respect. It was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Which is funny but true though.
Yeah. And then, of course, the same person that said he has 3 closings in one day on his birthday, I was like, damn. So it always stuck with me. Yeah, so I got that loan. I started. But, of course, having that time constraint, I knew I needed to make something happen within a certain amount of time. Yeah. So 3 months, half of what the time I had allowed myself. 3 months, I wasn't making it. So after that, I decided to join a team because I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
But it was one of the best decisions, right?
Yeah. But let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you talked about joining, or not, you talked about getting a loan, helping you get some financial cushion in order to pursue this entrepreneurial journey, right?
Yes.
So you didn't have mommy and daddy to go to give you some money? What happened with that? I say that because there's a lot of people who have that ability, right?
Right.
And they either don't take the opportunity and get the support that they need from the parents, right?
Right.
And it can be anything. It could be financial. It could be, hey, let me stay at your house for the next year so I can build my business, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people not taking advantage of that when they have the opportunity. It's so weird. Like, we meet people all the time who are either getting into real estate or they're already doing real estate. They're not really doing too well. And so they'll come to us and they'll say, hey, you guys look like you're doing good, and can I join your team? And, Alan and I, we have interesting interviews with these people. We probably ask them questions they're not really expecting, Of course, we know their numbers, we know their production, we know how qualified they are as a real estate agent. But Alan and I look at more like, how qualified are you as an entrepreneur?
Right.
Like, do you have that mentality where shit gets tough? Are you going to be able to have the grit to make it through?
Right.
And a lot of people don't have that and then that's why they want to join a team, is because they're looking for that support, and I think they think that deals are just going to fall in their lap. They don't. You have to work for them.
Yeah.
You know it better than anybody. Like, you have to work for them.
You got to work your ass off, man.
Yeah. And so when we hire people, when we look at people, we interview them, we ask them stuff like that. Hey, what's your home life like? If you have kids, do you have somebody who can watch your kids during the next 3 to 4 months, 6 months, however long it's going to take for you to start producing and closing deals? Do you have a significant other who's going to support you, right? Not just financially, because you're going to be working for free for a while, but support you in the fact that when you come home, they're not going to give you shit. They're not going to stress or pressure you to take off work, right? That's a big thing, right? Yeah. And I'll let you go into it, but I'm trying to get to a point here, and the point is that you didn't have a lot of that support.
Right.
Like, you had the wife, obviously.
Yeah.
So again, thank God for your wife. Like, Alan and I was like, man, I don't know how she puts up with this damn guy.
Rainey, thank you. I love you.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah. Hey, we love you, Rainey, for putting up with this damn guy.
Yes.
But I talk about that because that's a part of being an entrepreneur that not a lot of people hit on. It's like, what kind of support do you need besides financial, to help you go through the 90, 180, however long it's going to take for you to start producing, especially as a real estate agent. It could take you. We've met guys who've been an agent for a year and haven't produced, right?
Yeah.
And it's always what kind of support do you have right now that's going to help you be able to be here full time? Because we need agents who are full time. We know what it's like when they're not and they don't produce, right?
Right.
So I'm happy that you took the route of quitting your job, right? And I'm happy you were able to get that loan and you didn't have family to go and lean on to give you that money. So talk to me about that, because you took the step and you didn't have all that financial support.
Right.
So what was it like growing up? Were you surrounded by people that had money? Were you not surrounded by people that had money? And what the hell was your childhood like?
So my childhood was pretty wild. Definitely did not grow up in money, right? Grew up first half of my childhood with single mom, 3 kids, barely able to make it.
Yeah.
In fact, to the point that ended up going to foster care because she couldn't make it. It was too tough.
Yeah.
So the second half of my childhood, I grew up in foster homes. half good, half bad. I was in 8 homes.
What age were you when that happened?
I was 9. I was
9
9
years old when it happened.
Yeah, 9 when I first moved or went to foster care. And so some of them were very good. Some of them were difficult. Some of them, even when I was old enough, right? I basically had to learn how to work to get the things I wanted because I couldn't get it from my foster homes. Like if I wanted nice clothes, if I wanted Jordans, if I wanted whatever, I was mowing lawns. I was shoveling the snow. I was doing, at like 12 years old, busting my butt trying to.
Natural born entrepreneur.
Hey, you know what we used to do? Hey, at that age, bro, we would knock on doors and offer to sweep porches. We didn't have snow in Vegas, right?
Right.
So in Vegas, and we lived in a big apartment project. It was like 10 buildings, maybe like 1,000 units, right?
Yeah.
And we'd all just, my brother, my cousin, myself, we just take one building each and be like, hey, 50 cents, we'll sweep your porch.
Yeah.
Whatever it took to make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be sorry. But no, dude, that's good you did that. And I swear, people that I meet that can look at the brighter side of that situation is like, they're so grateful that they went through that. Because a lot of people our age, your age, you know what I mean? Like they might have went through that and we talked about it earlier before the podcast. You said, I don't like talking about my childhood because I don't want some fucking pity party, right?
Right.
Or sympathy, but you shouldn't look at it like that. You should be like, damn, I'm proud I made it through that shit.
Well, because
I learned a lot from that.
Yeah, it made you who you are at the end of the day. Like you have to go through that shit sometime.
Yeah.
You have to go through a bunch of shit in your life, and that way you can, get past that and become who you need to be at the end of the day. But no, going back to what you mentioned too, is too many people they're good salesmen, but not a lot of them are a true entrepreneur.
Yep, we talked about that.
And I wanted to touch up on that. Like that's a perfect example. At a young age, you're like, hey, I'm 9, I'm 10, and I want some clothes. I want some new shoes. I got to go work for it. We all had to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And that's why we're all here together. We're all, at heart, true entrepreneurs. We're not just selling you, a product or anything. We are it's more than that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so true. Like, it's funny you brought that up, bro, because the whole salesman thing, like, we talk about it all the time.
Well, we've met so many.
We get so many salespeople who come to us, right?
And they put on a show, like.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what it's like to be a salesman and not get paid, right? Because these salespeople that come to us, they have
no
jobs.
safety and security.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Too many of them, they want that safety and security, and they want to play like an entrepreneur. They want to play like a real estate agent.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that.
You can't do it. You got to be committed.
You got to have, be committed.
You got to have that grit. And that's what you learned, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Through that shitstorm you went through.
Yeah.
So how long did you go through that foster care?
All the way up until I was 19. And then I had my first jobs when I was like 15, right? I worked at Foot Locker, Orange Julius, and Expedex. Expedex, some paper company, right? Yeah. All when I was 15. So by the time I got to that point, I already had several jobs. And I think when I left the foster home, I was selling vacuums. And door
to door?
Yeah.
Like the Kirby ones?
Yeah.
No shit?
Hey, did you sell any?
I did.
Oh, those are like $2,000 vacuums.
Yeah. and I'll be honest, because I've had the slew of jobs. I sold phones, I've sold vacuums, and I'll actually admit I'm not the greatest salesperson. Mm-hmm. But what I am good at is being authentic, being truthful, and having a will to help people, right? That's what I want to do. I didn't do good at vacuums because I wanted to really help people. I didn't just want to sell them on something. I want to help them. So, yeah, I went through that until I was 19. I went and did that. And then shortly after that, that's when I decided to go to school because vacuums got hard to sell. Selling phones was difficult for me. And my whole vision was my passion. I wanted an Audi. So, and then that's around that time, that was 2003. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to school. And then I went to school.
Yeah. What school? High school?
No, this was after.
Right after high school. 2003 was when you graduated, right?
2005, actually. Okay. When I went to, so I was almost 21. I think I turned 21, then went. UTI in Phoenix. Yeah. And that's where I got my mechanic skills. That's where I got my mechanic background.
He's good. So I didn't know that you were that hands-on.
Yeah.
Whenever we're doing stuff here at the office, running the drills, building stuff, right, putting the TV up,
Yeah.
He's like right there, like a maintenance guy. It's the maintenance guy comes out, and Kelly be like, and you know how I am. I do that shit all the time. But he's like right behind me with the drill. Hey,
you got it.
What do you got? Do it. I'm like, hey, I got it, bro. Just let me do my thing. Leave me alone. Let me do it.
That's true.
And then you have me in the background going, I have no idea what to do.
No, but it's funny because it's like one of those. It's one of those situations where you have like, you know, two guys. Like it's like the father and son. Where it's like both of them want to get. It's like they want to open a pickle jar. It's like who's gonna get the pickle? Who's gonna get the pickle jar open? And I'm like, bro, leave me alone. Let me do. I needed your help anyways, and he helped me put the TV up. But
it's funny. Even when I first came to this office, the first week, right? That door was broken downstairs. I was like, you know, drill? Let me
I
get
remember
it.
that.
I'll go. I'll fix this door real quick. Don't worry about that. I got that.
Yeah. No, that's good because you could probably walk into a house with a client and identify issues and know how to fix them and let them know. You know what I mean?
I do. I actually do that. Especially working with inspectors and knowing what they're looking for now. I did that with my last couple clients. This market, you need to be committed. But the only way I want them to commit is if they feel comfortable with their purchase. So just like with my last client, walked through the condo. He was a little uncertain. I gave him options of how to win the bid. So I told him, I was like, before we do that, I want to make sure this property is good for you. I walked the property, make sure all the mechanics were good. There wasn't anything crazy that I thought would show up on an inspection.
Yeah.
Once I felt comfortable with it, I told him, I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is what we need to do to win. He did it. We won it.
You got it. Yeah. Yeah, it's challenging right now. You have to have that grit right now as an agent.
Yeah.
Right? You do.
Well, then on top of the grit, too, it comes down to us as the agent to educate our client as well. Because if they really, really want that home, and nowadays a lot of people are not accepting, you know, any offers unless you have earnest money going hard right at acceptance.
Yeah.
Or if you have any skin in the game or short deadlines, whatever it might be, because we have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So it comes down to us as the agent to educate our client and actually take the time to walk through the property and inspect it while we're there. That way they have that peace of mind to know, okay, Kelly, I trust you. Let's do whatever it takes to get the home, even if we got to put $10,000 on the line, earnest money at acceptance just to get it.
Right.
You know, but your average person won't do that unless they feel comfortable with the property.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. That does make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like giving your client some peace of mind when it comes to making the offer. If they're putting money up, that's hard. They're gonna want to be with an agent that at least knows how the condition of the home is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if they're gonna put $5,000, $10,000 on the line, they got to know at least, hey, this home is mechanically sound. You know,
That they're not just gonna throw them to the wolves. And be like, oh, this is what you need to do. Good luck.
Yeah. You bring your drill with you when you walk into the house?
I do, actually.
Drill, the hard
magnifying glass, tape measure.
You got to have a tape measure.
You do actually.
I feel like you really have
to.
to.
Oh, it's funny. No, that's good. But so you finished real estate school. So you went through the shitstorm, right? Your childhood. You had all the support growing up, right?
Yeah.
But you found support, it sounds like, from mentors and other people. You did mention you joined a team, and we met Paul. Paul's a really good guy, and that was a team that you went on over at C21.
Yeah.
Yeah. So explain to us that mentality, because when you started, were you alone for a while? Were you a solo agent before you jumped on a team?
Yes.
Oh, you were. How long were you doing that for?
So I took out the loan for $15,000. That allotted me 6 months to be able to jump in and at least make a deal or two. Oh.
Stop looking at the camera. I keep seeing him look at the camera like, bro, you're talking to me. And Alan.
My fault. So the $15,000 allotted me 6 months to be able to, in between then, at least make a deal or two to get my business going.
Yeah.
So I had that deadline. I gave myself at least 3 months to know that I was going to make something happen.
Yeah.
I did everything in that first 3 months, right? Door knocking, cold calling, prospecting, trying to figure out marketing stuff on my own, which is difficult because you don't know what you don't know.
You were a maintenance guy.
Yeah, I was a maintenance guy. Yeah, I wasn't in sales. I was a maintenance guy. So I didn't know anything about marketing. I didn't just try to follow the crowd. And being at C21, it's a pretty big crowd. So, but just try to follow them. but I didn't feel like it was working. I didn't feel like I was getting the return on my prospecting. Yeah, it probably would have happened, but it wasn't happening fast enough for me, especially my allotted timeline. So I needed the extra assistance, the extra push, to know that I was going to make something happen in order for me to keep going, in order for me to survive. In order for me to survive, for my family to make it, I needed that extra oomph.
Yeah.
So 3 months into that, I'd spoken with Paul before, and I told him, I got this time, like 3 months. Let me do it my own 3 months. If I don't, I'll come talk to you. Didn't make it. So went and talked to him. Sure enough, like 2 months later, I had a deal under contract.
There you go.
And then they finally started rolling. Good part of that is knowing how to structure the deal, knowing general stuff like paperwork, right? You don't know the whole bit with paperwork until you actually get into a deal. So once I finally got into a deal, started learning how to do the paperwork, you get comfortable with that, then I can focus on my marketing aspect, my prospecting aspect, actually know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So that's where Paul's team helped me with that.
Yeah.
But I needed more. Once I got that stuff down, I really wanted to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why I came over here.
Yeah, you hit a balance. That interview was really funny. Remember that interview?
I remember that.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, of course.
What happened in that interview?
And you guys punked me.
What happened
in that
You
interview?
punked me.
It was back in what, August?
It was August.
September?
Yeah, August of last year, August of 2020. And especially everything with COVID and all that, right? It's like had a rough little patch. But yeah, I remember the interview. It's like, yeah, I'm on the team. I'm on a team of like 3 of us. I'm on a team of 3 of us. But I want to do more. And then of course you started asking me your questions, like, how's your family life? How's this and that? Like, family's good, but I need to provide. I need to get this for them. And then you're like, okay, we need an answer right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you gonna do this or not? Like, I was like, let me think about it. Like, everything sounds really good. I'm gonna do it. But and
Alan
honestly,
stands up.
we get up. We're like, all right, we're out.
He's not our guy.
He's not our guy.
Yeah, you punked me. You totally punked me. I was gonna do it, but you guys forced me to give the answer. Boom, and I did it because I'm serious. I'm serious about my business, and just everything seemed. And plus, we all vibed. You know, we all come from the same background, so instant vibe, right? And so I was like, do it again. Another risk, another high risk, high reward. It's like I knew you guys, but I didn't know you guys.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we had an Audi.
Yeah, we had Audis.
We had Audis.
I knew that. But, just from that half-hour conversation, it's like, do I take another leap of faith? Let's do it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get this money.
Yep.
Let's help these people. Let's get these homes sold.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, and it was shortly after that you started cranking out deals.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You started
Yeah.
cranking out deals. And
Like what, a month, if that?
yeah, barely
Wasn't even a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was, the second weekend I had a lead. Took him out.
Yeah.
Justine Trevor. Yeah, I had one under contract within a month.
Yeah. Yeah. After that it's been just they've been
uphill.
coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean this last week and a half you've done almost 5 deals. Like
Yeah.
I mean that's
6.
4 deals.
6.
6. Yeah, 6.
I got 6 under contract. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's picking up. So what would you say to those agents who are thinking about joining a team? Number one, what did you look for besides just the Audi? I mean, what caught your eye? Because we weren't at C21 anymore. We were here at Realty One. I know social medias. We're all over social media. I don't know if that was anything that helped you, but
That did help me.
Yeah. So talk about that. I mean, there's a lot of agents who come to us and they're thinking about joining. And I mean, what did you look for? What were you looking for?
So, of course, being in the business, you get all this mentorship from everyone, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of coaching, a lot of all that. Of course, one thing that people talk about is you want to surround yourself with people you want to be like, that you want to be associated with. So I saw you guys on social media. I saw the stuff you guys were doing, and I knew I wanted to level up. One thing that always sticks with me, he had an S5, and I knew that. Mm-hmm. And then I saw you guys on social media, and it's like, I want an S5. Like, I want this. How do I... Again, it's the same thing, right? It's like, I want this, I want that. How am I going to get it? Oh, go join them. Go do what they're doing, and you'll get it, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. So, I saw you guys on social media, crushing it. I was like, I want that. I want to crush it too. Yeah. I need to crush it. Like, I need to do this for my family. So, I hit you guys up. I hit Alan up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, yo, I've been seeing you guys. I need to level up.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys accepting people on your team?
Yeah.
That's when we did the interview.
So you didn't look at other teams?
No. So, I don't know if you look at this as a flaw or like impulse, right? I generally work on impulse.
Yeah.
If I see something good, I go for it.
Yep.
I'm the kind of person that's willing to take the risk, no matter what.
I'm the exact same way. I go with my gut.
Yeah.
No question about it, and I go for it.
Right. I mean, of course, I have my wife that, sometimes that check in power.
Yeah.
But
sometimes,
sometimes, right? But if I think it's good enough and I trust in my gut, I go for it.
Yeah. It's probably why Alan threw that at you, like, oh, make the decision now. You know what I mean, during the interview.
Well, we want people that are committed, because I know UVO is all about leveling up. We all want to take to the next level, and we want everybody on the team to get to that next level. And we want to make sure if you are committed, we're committed. If you're not committed, I don't want to commit to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's like, if you're 100% on board, we're 100% on board. And at that point, we all were. Cheers to that. And 6 months later now, you're killing it.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on. You have deals under your belt. You're closing. You're making money. You're having a good time. You have your house on the way being built.
Yeah.
And you just paid off that debt, that loan that you took in order to.
Yeah.
That's a big deal,
Look at that.
man.
All within a 6-month time frame.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. That loan that I took out, it was a 5-year loan, so I had time. But the minute I got that loan, I was like, as soon as I can pay it off, I'm going to pay it off. I don't want any more debt. I don't need any more distractions with money, right? Okay. Like, that was one of them. And sure enough, just a couple days ago, I hit that milestone of paying off that debt, which means I've made it. I made it this far.
Yeah.
I was able to get rid of that and move on to the next.
Yeah. You guys are building a house right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that's going on. So here's why I love real estate. Okay. And obviously this is why I love being an entrepreneur. Okay. And again, I have a lot of family who are in the workforce, right? They work the 9 to 5, which is awesome, right? I mean, I love if they're happy, then I'm happy for them. Okay. Yeah. But I noticed that, in school, we go through school and we learn a little bit about finance, not a whole lot. Okay. Enough to set you up to the point where, hey, get something that's stable income, help you get a house, help you get a nice car, take care of your family, buy some food, clothes, all the good stuff, right? If you want to go through corporate America and climb the ladder, fine. But, they put you in a position where that is kind of like the option for you, right?
Yeah.
And then you get there and you rack up this debt. You pull loans, signature loans for some people, right? Especially when you need to take a chance or something happens, you got to pull a signature loan. But they don't tell you how to get out of debt. It's like, okay, I can have this job and I can make this payment, but yours was a 5-year loan. If you worked a 9 to 5, it probably would have taken you 5 years.
It would have taken 5 years.
Yeah, taking you 5 years to pay that thing off. So it's
$400 a month.
I love the real estate. That part of real estate is that's like, if you work your ass off and you are committed and you take that chance of quitting your job and dedicating your time, and again, you have the support from your family, your significant other, like, you're able to pay off debt pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, really fast, right? And so in any other position or career, it probably would have taken you a longer time than just, 1 year to get that out of the way. And you guys are building a house and you're closing more deals than you ever closed before. right? And it's only been 1 year. Like, dude, imagine 5 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
The thing about real estate is high risk and high reward.
Yeah.
And you risked it all.
Yeah.
Even though in the beginning you wanted that safety and that security, like everybody else out there, but
Yeah.
you got to risk it all. If you know.
I mean, unless you're a doctor, unless you're
If you need a trade for
lawyer.
school, you got to go. You know what I mean? Like skilled trades, obviously, go and get educated on that stuff.
yeah.
But you can look at what's going on right now, especially with COVID. Like, you know, Daniel and I are putting together a video for one of my YouTube channels, right? I have a ton of subscribers on this YouTube channel. I haven't posted there for a while, and we're going to make a video explaining why I haven't posted, try to get some more of the followers back, right?
Yeah.
More of that engagement back. But we're putting together a video on the YouTube channel, and it's pretty much, it has like a bunch of news clips and stuff from when COVID happened, when COVID kicked off. And the whole point of the video is to kind of show people like, hey, you know, yeah, I've been absent from posting property tours, but this is what I've been doing, right? And it's been during COVID, right? So the whole point is to show people like, dude, if you listen to the news and listen to the media, it's all like Armageddon, right? It's like there's 2 million jobs in the next week that are, you know, gone, and businesses are closing left and right, and unemployment's never been so high. And it's like, okay, if you put all of your eggs in that basket and you're depending on this boss or this job to pay you and give you that safety and security, support your family,
Yeah.
like when shit like this happens, it's not safety and security. Like
Right.
It's not. And so when you get on the other side of the coin and you really take your destiny, if you want to call it, you know, and take it in your hands and control where you're going in life, you realize that's like the ultimate form of safety and security.
Yeah.
It really is. Like the whole giving a job safety security, that's a fucking smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, a lot of I'm glad that you said that. Too many people depend on other people for that safety and security, when in all reality it's the other way around. You only depend on you. I can only depend on me. Am I going to wake up on time to go to work? Am I going to put in that work? Am I going to close that deal? Am I going to stay consistent? Too many people go, yeah, safety and security 9 to 5. Next thing you know, COVID or whatever happens. Hey,
Wiped out.
Kelly, we don't need you anymore. You're like, oh shit, what now?
Yeah, your job would have been gone. The maintenance guy, that building would have got shut down. Production would have been done. Couldn't go in. Remember that? It was shut down for a while. Like it started March 6th here in Utah, and the lockdown I think happened right after that.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the dates, happened right after that. And then they started the forbearance thing, and so you have all these investors who are having these rental properties. They can't pay their rent because they can't remove the tenants who are not willing to pay their rent because their jobs that was giving them safety and security cannot pay them anymore because it's shut down. Like it fucked everything up, right? And so it's like you really cannot depend on anybody but yourself. You have to get that out of your mind. And when people say safety and security, we had a conversation with one of our agents, and she mentioned something like that, and it made me think like, dude, mindset is so fucking important when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And that's one of the things you have to get rid of. You got to remove that piece of your brain that's telling you, oh my God, whatever you do, just make sure there's safety and security there. Like, no, you have to remove that. Like you can find that anywhere, right? As long as you're the one that's controlling your destiny, if you want to call it that, right? And so again, you took the step, you took the initiative, you quit your job, you took out the loan, right? And I've been self-employed 15 years. The bank would never give me a loan, right? If I was going to take another risk,
Right.
they'd be like, dude, you're taking 10 in the last like 6 months. There's no way in hell we're going to risk our money with you. So that was cool that it put you in a position where you're able to actually pull money from the bank and help you support your journey and your dream. Like that's awesome. And it's cool that you paid it back,
Yeah.
right?
It's all about getting out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people get too comfortable in that safety and security. And as we learn from all the coaching and everything that we've gone through, it's you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to push, to excel, because if you stay comfortable, then there's no push. There's no push.
It's the only way to grow.
Yeah.
People don't realize that you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable,
Yes.
right? Or however that goes.
Yeah.
Something around there. Something like that.
It's you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
it
There
is.
you go.
You have to be there. And it really is like that in the careers that we've chosen. I mean, because like you really don't know when your next paycheck's going to be. You talk about getting up, like, you know, you get up in the morning, you really do have to hustle every minute of the day in order to make sure that there's some money coming next month or, you know, 2 months from now or 3 months from now or however far along you're working. But that's why I love the team environment, because it really does help support a solid foundation, you know, when it comes to those months that if I was just working my SOI or working the people that I know, friends and family, you know, that dries up sometimes. And maybe 3 months out of the year, you have nothing going on. You know, when you're on a team like ours, we're providing so much support and leads and helping you with deals and helping you with accountability, you know, making sure that you're still waking up every day and coming to work. Like that kind of support goes a long way, especially when you're trying to build wealth 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road. You know, it's really important. So we are happy that you came over. Like, you know, Al and I had the conversation before the interview. This conversation happens usually after the first interview, where we give them time to make a decision, right? This one, we're like, no, let's not give him any time. Like, we even had the conversation, we're like, he choose now or just get the fuck out of here, right? And and the conversation was good. It was like, we know he's one of us. Like, we knew that over there.
Yeah, we all clicked.
Yeah, we knew that over there. And you're a minority. Hey, we got a lot of minorities on our team. It's
true.
I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? We love everybody, but you know, that's something that I feel like is the diversity is something I really pride ourselves in having. You know, you look at the team and you look at other teams, and it's just like, wow, these guys have a really diverse team. You know, they can really work with anybody. You know, and I'm not saying the other ones cannot. I'm just saying when it comes to relating, other than real estate, you know, you want to feel comfortable with the agent that you're with.
Yeah.
You know, it's the truth. I mean, we're all humans here. Let's be honest. You want to be comfortable with the agent that you're with. And if you're not comfortable with this dude, maybe they're a square bear, maybe they don't relate to you, you know. I'm just being honest. You know? It's just, you know, I love the demographic that we have, and I love the audience that we have, and I love the team that we have, because we're so diverse. And, you know, we all grew up in West Valley
all three of us.
Valley.
You too.
Yeah, you grew up
Salt Lake and then West Valley after.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like we know what it's like to communicate with our people.
Yeah.
This is all the people that have rode the bus at least 5 times, right? We rode the bus, you know, had to make it somewhere.
Well, we all grew up in a way, you know, in the, if you want to say ghetto, if you want to say, like, we all kind of did when you think about it.
Yeah.
I feel, but it made you who you are. It made you who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. Well, what's going on right now, man? You got more deals. This isn't the end of it, right? You got closings. Tell me you got deals right now going on. You got to have plenty.
Well, his phone's going off like every 5 minutes there.
Yeah.
That was a closing that I'm waiting to fund and record on. So I got that happening. And I just picked up a new client that I fought for. I had to fight for it. It's one of the first times that I felt comfortable enough. And I had the help of Alan. Lambo, you know,
it helped.
Yeah, you
the
know,
Lambo helped.
Give a little.
Yeah, I wonder who gave you that idea.
the collaboration came together. Yeah,
hey, I knew that was gonna work as soon as he told me that. With the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, that's a big statement when
So
it
now
comes
he's
to success.
coming with me on all my listing appointments and like show up in the Lambo. Everything.
It's an easy sell. It's an easy sell.
Exactly. Why not?
Because it shows that you know exactly what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like if you pull up in a little beater or whatever it might be, which is totally cool, the odds are the client or the seller or the buyer, whoever, they're going to judge you right away on the beginning based upon how you're dressed, based upon what you're driving, based upon how you talk, etc.
First impressions are everything. First impressions are everything. And I've experienced that, right? I've experienced that throughout this whole time. Like, you guys have helped me step up my appearance game quite a bit, and stuff that I was going through before didn't feel anywhere near as confident, as comfortable talking to clients now. And now I got that deal. I got 3 other buyers. I've got so much business going on.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's really competitive too. So it's pretty cool that you got so much business going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
I've been lucky that I've had clients that are committed to the process. I give my clients that for sure, because without them being committed, you know, or with them being committed, it makes my job easier. It makes my job easier to go out and fight for them.
Yeah.
To get,
but you know what? Don't give them all the credit. You can deserve a lot of that credit, because I've heard the way he, you know, prospects and speaks to clients. Kelly educates his people on the market, not just, oh, it's tough out there, guys. Make sure you have a ton of money ready to put down. Like, no, like, you really meet with them and you educate them and let them know, like, hey, if you're not serious right now, is not the good time. like a good time. You got to be very serious, and you got to know that you're going to put some skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to come in hard. None of these stupid ass lowball offers,
Right.
And I've heard you do that, and you talked about it in one of our classes. You know, where Kelly was sharing, hey, this is why I'm able to get so many deals right now during this market. It's because I educate my clients on what's going on, and what I have to look at, and what the sellers are going to, you know, be looking at. So give yourself credit for that, man, because that's actually something not a lot of people do. Yeah. You know, they just go, oh my gosh, I got a buyer. Yeah, I'll go anywhere you want to go. We'll go look at every property that you want to see. You know, and they kind of build them up thinking that it's going to be easy. And then they write 20, 30 offers and nothing gets accepted. They don't even get responses. And then the agent's like, oh my God, it's so tough out there. It's like, no, you didn't do your job and you didn't educate your buyer. Right. Like,
it comes to all that, right? You have to educate them. In order for them to feel comfortable in any kind of commitment, they have to be educated. They have to know what's going on out there in order for them to make an informed decision. Along with that, and being able to talk to the other agents, you know, having good relationships, all that, you know, plays a part. You have to have a good relationship with the agent. You have to have a good relationship with your client. They have to trust you, and you gain that trust by letting them know what's happening, letting them know how the process is going to happen. And that does take some experience. It takes some experience. It took me some experience.
Skills. Yeah.
But you have to have eyes open. You have to have eyes open, and you have to pay attention to what's going down.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to be mentored by Alan when I first started real estate. You know, and again, I'm not prospecting right now, you know, until I'm not going through what you guys are going through right now. But when I was, and this was right there at the beginning of the pandemic, you know, and just a little bit before that, you know, I started with Alan, and when I was working with Alan, that was the main thing I saw he was doing that not a lot of other agents were doing is, you know, he wasn't just sending offers over, shooting a text to the agent like, hey, you're going to get an offer, fingers crossed, you know, and I used to see this all the time. Yep. It was so funny, right? I'm like, fingers crossed, come on, man, call the fucking agent. What are you doing? Yeah. And Alan's like over here, hey, talking and building that relationship with the agent on the other end and building that trust, you know, and I was just like, man, I love how he does it because he's so real, you know, it's not like this false or fearful way of negotiating. It's like, it's a real negotiating where you're talking to this person, being honest and open and letting them know like, hey, we're both working towards the same goal right now. You know what I mean? And that's why you've been so successful, I swear, is because his communication skills are like, they're second to none. I mean, Alan's communication skills are on point. Yeah. You know, so I was able to witness that firsthand, and that boosted me up into a position where, you know, we're able to start this company together. And
well, the thing is, like,
it's amazing.
Too many people do submit offers. Just, you know, they put the offer in, fingers crossed. They send a text out or an email. Hey, I just sent you an offer. Okay, you and 20 other people too. How are you going to stand out? Yeah, comes down to us as the agent to actually connecting with that agent. We want that agent to look at us and go, hey, I want to work with that guy. I want to work with Kelly. Yeah. He's got his shit together. You know, he's sending me an offer. You know, we may need to tweak a few little things here or there, but we'll make it work. I want to work with you. And it's our role, our job to represent our client to the best of our ability. Right. And I feel like it's a disservice when people just put an offer in and just say, hey, I hope we get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've had that actually a couple times.
I'm like, I gotta give this guy an applause right now, and I can't find the stupid button, so I had to reach over there. I'm like, I don't want to hit the other one. You gotta love this thing, man, dude. I love, number one, this thing is awesome. I love this thing, right? We spilled coffee and water in the other one like 10 times and it broke. It was so funny, but no, this thing is good. And you talked about marketing, you talked about advertising, right? Yeah. Like that's exactly, I feel like what we're helping the agents understand, you know, not just the whole marketing when it comes to listing a home and getting the property and then putting the MLS and then just sitting back and letting offers roll in. I'm talking about marketing yourself. Yeah. Right? Branding yourself. And people are so amateur. Yeah. It's a fucking amateur hour right now in real estate when it comes to branding. Branding, right? Not marketing, branding, right? Branding. People suck at branding. We interview agents who are producers. They produce 20, 30 deals a year, and they come to us asking like, man, I feel lost. I feel like I don't really know what to do next with my career. And I always look at, okay, well, they're making money, right? Maybe the environment's not the best, but they're making money. And then I look at, what's their branding like? Are they working on their brand? Because that requires time and effort. You know what I mean? And you get a lot of fulfillment from that because you're like you're removing yourself from the pack, right? Yeah. If you look at marketing and branding nowadays when it comes to agents and brokerages, it's all the same. It's all so non-threatening. It's
basic.
It's basic, man. We looked at some stuff this week, and I'm like, dude, my son can build a better brand, you know, as far as the everything, font style, graphic design, all this. Like, what are these guys doing, man? Like, I know and understand it's easy right now if you're, especially your listing agent, to make money. Like, you don't really have to brand yourself that much, right? You have your SOI, you've been doing business for a few years. Real estate's crazy right now. It's hot. You can make a lot of money doing that. But people need to focus on their brand, right? And everything that we do that's kind of childish, like when it comes to this stuff, like little things like this. I'm telling you, it's branding.
Well, be different. Yeah. You're being different. You're not just going. You're not following the crowd.
Right.
You know, like you're not following the crowd. Just doing what everybody else is doing. Create your own, right?
Yeah.
Stay in your lane or create your own.
Yeah, yeah. And we just hit a year. UVO just hit its birthday. In January.
Really?
Yeah, in January.
And we've been here in this building. It'll be 1 year in 4 days.
Yeah.
We moved here, March 7th.
There we go.
I think it was.
Yeah. And that's really when we started. You know what I mean? So it's like we're about to hit our real official year with UVO having a home at a building, right? We didn't have a home in the other one. We had to beg for a fucking shit box.
We had a shithole.
A room.
Yeah.
Room and
so I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy that we're here, man, because we've been able to really flourish in this environment. And, you know, we've had brokerages try to approach us and recruit us, but they don't look at our branding. They don't look at our style. And they don't look at the podcast, and I'm sure if they did, they'd probably think twice about recruiting us. You know what I mean? I feel like we're lucky to have a home here because we're always pushing the limit when it comes to, you know, real estate promoting and advertising. But you know, little stuff like this, you know, little things like this thing and the podcast is what I feel like. And again, brokerages and teams are pumping out branding and marketing to attract buyers and sellers. We are pumping out branding and marketing to attract agents. Yeah. You know, that's what Alan and I do. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not calling leads. We're not doing that. We literally are sitting here building and developing a brand, and we could never sign on with another brokerage. I don't feel like it would ever happen. The next step for us would be to open a brokerage. Mm-hmm. You know,
that'd be the next logical step.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In your business ventures and everything, it's you don't just sidestep. What's the next move up?
Yep.
The next move up, be a brokerage.
Yeah. That's the next step, and I'm hoping, and I'm pretty confident that all of our agents would come over. You know, especially if they're trained and ready to go and ready for the next step, which is either to start their own team or to become a solo independent agent because they built such a solid foundation with us.
And that's our job, is to get agents to that point where you feel confident. You know, after a year, 2, 3, however long it takes. You know. To be able to go, okay, I figured this shit out. I want to start building my own.
Yeah.
And it's our job to market and promote, you know, the agents as much as possible to get you guys to that next level.
Yeah, dude. And look how possible it is. You look at Kelly, you know what I mean? And Kelly, and I know a lot about, you know, your upbringing and stuff like that. You know, we don't have enough time to go on that on the podcast right now. But I mean, dude, you've had an extremely challenging life, right? And I feel like everyone has their challenges, but Kelly's has been very challenging.
It's been fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, Kelly took off his shirt a minute ago. He was stripping right here in the office. He was changing, and, you know, you got that like 12-inch scar down the center of your chest, and you've had open heart surgery, and we can go on and on and on, and this is why I understand that you're like, fuck, I don't want some bullshit pity party. Yeah. But it's like, dude, you have every reason in the world to be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to take some easy job and just drink on the weekends with my boys. You know, he doesn't do that, you know? Yeah. So that's a big deal. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. So we're extremely blessed to have you on the team. You know, we're really grateful to have you here and to be able to watch you grow from, you know, hanging up TVs or being a maintenance guy to crushing it.
To now crushing it.
To crushing it and closing 6 deals in 2 weeks. It's a big deal, right?
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Oh, and then we're doing the weight loss challenge thing. We got to, you owe me, I think it's like $200 or $300 by now
shit.
from every week.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
All that money, all those closings. I'm like, hey, we're gonna take it out of his commission split. But dude, thanks for being on, man. You know, if you have anything else to add, you know, the mic is yours. You know, especially when it comes to people who are in your position. You know, if you know, maybe throw some words of wisdom out there for people who are thinking about joining real estate, who maybe are stuck at a job that they fucking hate and they just don't know where to go. You know.
I actually was thinking about this. Two of the things is it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change. If you are unhappy with what you're doing, it's never too late. You're never too old to make a change. I mean, once you make that decision that you're too comfortable or, you know, you're not comfortable, whatever it is, and you need a change, it's never too late. And the second one is just the high risk, high reward, you know. Along with wanting a change, the only way you're going to make that change is if you take a high risk. Leave, drop, do something, you know. Wash your hands of whatever it is you're not happy with, change it.
Yeah.
That's the high risk, right? Take the risk, put in the work, and you'll get the reward.
And reap the reward.
Exactly.
That's where it's at. For us too. Your risk is making the team some money.
Right.
Well, we're all growing.
Yeah.
Look at the investment paying off. That's awesome, bro. No, we love it. Dude, thanks again for being here. I look forward to seeing you close some more deals. We don't want to take you from your cell phone for too long because I know you're killing it right now. So I want to have you get back to work. Alan, dude, thanks for coming in today.
Of course. Thank you.
And thanks everybody for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5